And there we go. We are going to see it here. The bolt is out. That is going to be Siri. Oh. And there we have it. We have both players here going for their respective buffs. We are going to see the Sacred Blade right off the bat. Siri, of course, going to be on Twin Spears. Versus the Greatsword. Dio, a newer player. That's the first bit of damage, which is not being picked up. Let's make sure that we have that fixed up right off the bat. Ah! Magnificent. Let's see if we can fix that. Tallies too. Yeah, nothing's updating. That's unfortunate, bestie. Dual. And it's updating now. Okay, cool. Now it's updating. It's fixed. I know it was wrong. Alright, there we are. We are going to see both of our players here going for their back and forth here as we go along. We are going to see Siri here getting some serious damage in. Getting interrupted though by the hyper armor. You see this rush down here on the side of the spears. And then it is... Oh, that's going to be a backstab! And we're going to see the wake up then. The R1's R1. Siri going for the sword dance here. We do see it. Here comes the sword. I can't remember what that's called. Sword slash, whatever. It's the thing. It's the thing that does the stuff. Goes out there. We are going to see the attacks come out here. And that is going to be one. And I will ask Blessed. Let's get into position. There we have it. We have both of our players here doing their business. And there we are. We're going to see Siri go for her physic. We're not going to see the physic here on the side of Dio. Chilling out here in neutral. It's going to be first to 2 for round 1. Siri getting some really nice damage right off the bat here. Dio's in a world of hurt. Sword dance comes out. Not able to land. The crouch R1 comes out. We're going to see Dio pushed. But uh-oh, is that going to be... Ugh. And that's going to be round 1. If he hasn't at this point, then you know what? Listen. There we are. We are going to see the physics here from both of our players. And we are going to see both of them switching it up. I believe it's going to be PSSS versus PSSS. Wait, right one is Goeth. The one on the left is Goeth, yes. Reactive player, no reading is hard. That is true. The mashers going through. We do see the swaps. No illegal swaps yet. Amazingly. The Bull Goat swap is actually an interesting one. We are going to see... Oh my god, CaCa's taking an insane amount of damage here. Absolutely insane amount of damage to match the health bar colors. How about it? Well, could do. Honestly, I'll just try and keep both players the right side. Oh, the interrupt and the run L1. Here we have it. We are going to see the PSSS mirror. We've all been waiting to see the jump L1 comes out. We are going to see the L1s. And now we're going to see it. Out comes the Frost Pot. And that's going to be the first round to go with. I didn't see a single illegal swap this time. Actually fascinating. Actually fascinating. And there we have it. We are going to see both of our players then very quickly. We do see the emotes stop. Both players going for their respective physics. Oh, it's 1. This is match point, of course. No, a little bit of damage on the board. A half hit there with the straight sword. It is going to do a nice little bit of damage. In a prior world, that would have meant that the other person was poised to try and keep someone chained. But obviously, with the current patch, that is not quite as much of a consideration. And here we have it. We're going to see these jumps coming out from neutral. And obviously Goeth here is playing really, really careful. You see those run L1s, but he has managed to catch himself in the corner, which is quite unfortunate. You really do not want to find yourself in the corner against a PSSS. Those backswings are absolutely vicious. Out comes another whiffed second L1. CaCa is in a world of hurt. We don't see any illegal swaps. A miracle, if ever there was one. Out comes the JL1. Not going to connect here. Oh, we see some little funnies. Not quite sure, but it seems to have sorted itself out. All players are reminded to record just in case there's any shenanigans. Jump L jumps come out, empty ones, which of course that is the bread and butter of the setup. We're going to see the tier, but you know, It's damage. The jump comes out once again. We see it come back. We're just going to see this nice little neutral. We are going to see the glintstone scraps come out. Another glintstone scrap come out here. Just keeping that little bit of pressure. Of course, now with the Blessed Dew banned, the other player has to play super careful. And with Red Feather, their comeback potential isn't quite there. And that's going to be Goeth moving on. Despite not reading the rules, he didn't need to. He never even tally swapped. And that's going to be Goeth taking... Ladies and gents. Malisk on the left, DRX on the right. Two-handed halberd. Great, I cannot wait. And there we have it. We are going to see... Oops. Both of our players here going for their respective buffs. We are going to see Hallstock versus two-handed halberd. This isn't actually a terrible matchup here. This isn't actually terrible at all. We see the rollout here. DRX is going to be retreating, which isn't necessarily a bad idea, considering what's just happened there. DRX is at a slight life disadvantage. Malisk is going to take a little bit of damage there. Halberd is going to come out. We are going to see the... Oh, the stock is out. Well, I say stock. Oh! The swap over. Get that Transient Moonlight swap. We're going to see another one. Goes for that trade. Wins that trade by a fairly substantial margin. But you have to be careful of that Halberd. You know, the Halberd can interrupt it. If you're doing it point blank, if you miscall out a read, you're going to get punished for it quite badly. Which is, not quite the ideal. Is that an R2? Was that an R2? It did not matter because someone just died. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy. That is going to be Malisk taking the first W. I would like to politely ask players to not have the tier skip. I believe it may have been. There was a considerable amount of damage. Or we didn't see the physic being used. So that is going to be Malisk taking the first round. I'm doing my best to make sure that the players can't lock onto me. But I also have to be... Oopsie daisy. We are going to see both players going for their respective physics. Out comes the Frostpot. DRX is staying on that two-handed halberd. And against the PSSS, this is actually pretty nasty. Halberd doesn't have the same utility it used to. The R2, the end of special, the forbidden tech is not going to be able to go out because he's going to be interrupted no matter how much. The hyper armor there should have kicked in eventually. Unfortunate, we see the Transient Moonlight just gonna whiff. Not the R2, Braun in shambles right now. Remembering, and we do see it. Force back now once again. It's going to be DRX. He's in a spot of bother. Obviously speaking, Malisk has a considerable life advantage here by a fairly wide margin. I believe both players do have their tiers, but it could go either way, and we are going to see DRX now stuck in the corner. Well, not really stuck. He's kind of like put himself there, which is unusual. But now we're going to see it. The trades are not going to be in favor. We are actually... There's a life disadvantage here. The hyper armor is going to help, but it's not going to help enough. Having that... The Ice Spear, my beloved! The Ice Spear, my beloved. The R2 comes out. Forced back now. It's DRX. He's keeping in it. We are going to see... Interesting, we see Malisk here going for the... that's a curious one. The turtle tally to try and get that extra bit of regen. Hopefully playing a very aggressive game. And we see a very standard layout. That's going to be the tier proc. And we are going to see it! The Transient Moonlight. Ooh. Can we get it on Forge, bestie? DRX, thank you so much for making this tournament a full bracket. Thank you so much. It is deeply, deeply appreciated. It makes our lives so much easier. And there we have it. We're just going to get into a proper position so we can't be locked onto. And there we go. And now it should finally be working. We're going to see the Sacred Blade come out. We are going to see the Sacred Blade come out. We seem to have a little bit of a handshake here on the Ordorvus, which is more than fair, I think, given the circumstances. We are going to see Transient Moonlight come out here on the side of Bugs. It's not going to land. It's nice for trying to go for those roll catches, but against a PSGS, where they have just the ability to like interrupt, because neither of them have a good neutral, and we are going to see Cioba taking a nice little bit of damage. Bugs is pretty much all there. Forced back now once again. We are going to see it. It's okay. Given the circumstances, it's actually fine. We'll just keep track of the items, and if they use something they shouldn't, we'll go from there. And of course, we are going to see both of our players here going for this. Unfortunately, we are going to see Cioba take a little bit of damage, just a smidgen, but he's still very much in it. Bugs is a very commanding lead, even though there is like a PSGS in the arena. PSGS is, especially with dual lances, isn't quite as good. The hyper armor, but that was a nice trade. We're starting to see it even out just a little bit. There is a small bit of damage. Of course, Bugs here is going to be pushed back into the far corner. We see the Frostpot come out. It is going to be rolled, but the Shear comes out. And of course, Shear, believe it or not, is a slightly better neutral, considering that the PSGS has to crouch in order to get its first part of the move on. And yeah, Sword Dance is a little bit silly, but at a certain point, half the game is a little bit silly at this point. But out it comes. Here we are going to see that both players here are they're slowly but surely. Bugs is very low, but Cioba is quite low himself, and the trade comes out. And that's going to be oopsie daisy, that's going to be Cioba taking the W. Fortunately, we can't hear it. Boom. Seamless is unironically too efficient. Never mind. Let's make sure that we're seeing this here. It's been a hot minute since I've had to deal with that. And there we go. We are going to see both of our players going for their respective damage. Bugs keeping a nice amount of pressure there. He has taken an awful lot of damage, unfortunately, but that Transient Moonlight can even it up by a fairly considerable margin. We're actually going to see the swap over into, interesting. There we go. Yeah. End of the Dodger. KKKK. So true, bestie. As we are going to see, oh, the misclick. You hate to see it, the fat finger there on the side of Cioba. That's just sad, is what that is. The Sword Dance comes out here. Cioba push back. And I got the miss on that. Oh my god. The Bugs is actually in a really good spot. Bugs could very easily take this. Bugs is... Oh no! Le Vortex, but no. No roll catches are coming out there, unfortunately. Jump attack comes out. Tries to get the backswing. Risky going for that backswing, though. Cioba's quite low, but I don't believe he has his tier left. Neither player have their tiers left. We're going to see it now. Of course, both of our players are playing a much more patient game. The Gravity Fans come out. Gravity Fans are a curious one. Now that they have a bit of a guaranteed poise break and they can keep up that pressure, we are going to see the Sword Dance come out. Keeping up, does manage to roll that. Cioba's on death's door. We may see a round reset come out here. Oh, the Glintstone Scraps. Of course, with Regen Band, these become really, really strong. We see the roll out, and that's going to be Cioba hit by the Sword Dance. What a difficult position to find yourself in. And there we have it. We are going to see all of this going on. And if you see anything, chat, that shouldn't be used, please do let me know. Of course, it's a lot for me to use considering I'm doing camera. I'm trying to make sure everything under behind the scenes. Cioba, very, very nice roll, but not a nice roll on that one. Probably could have L1, chose to try and go for a roll catch, but Bugs called him out. And Bugs there taking a very commanding center here. He's going to roll out. Cioba here on the PSGS is the whiffs coming out. Unfortunate. Force back now is the side of Cioba, and we do see, oh, there we go. That is, we are going to see, it is going to be a cold shear that's been used. It kind of explains the use of the robustness tally. Oh, been caught again. Cioba's very low. Are we going to see a frost proc? We might not. Goes for the jump. Empty though, called out in the standing L1. That's going to be an input drop. The jump R1 followed up with that, the follow up L1 just isn't good enough, and that's going to be Cioba here. I feel his pain. His run isn't going through, and I'd be just as annoyed on that one. Oh, going back here, and that's going to be Bugs taking it. This is not how I expected this round to go. Gentlemen, ladies, whatever else, what lies betwixt. Gonna move aside here so we get the full arena in view so it doesn't mess up anything. There we go. And there we go. We are going to see both of our players here going for their respective physics. The Glintstone Scraps. Glintstone Scraps might actually be really useful now that I think about it. Got hit by... Oh no, he didn't go for a fully charged one either. Legion, of course, is going to be on the halberd. The Kara is going to be on the machete. Legion rightfully recognizing that the machete doesn't have hyper armor on its R2, so it can be interrupted, which is actually pretty cool. Both players have taken an awful lot of damage, but they're both relatively even. You know, there's a little bit of health here or there. Not anymore though. Legion's taking a fairly commanding lead. Bro, they've both got the archery. Holy moly! What What a god. What a god! He actually lands it in a tournament! What a legend! What is this, Dasman's tourney? You know, no pre-buffs, but you can load up the cannon? Is this the exploit? Is this the exploit that we've heard so much about? We see Legion here switching over to the... Varadak. Legion. Vicious. Ability to see both matches. No one rule. Oh, Runark. Oh no. Your arc up. No! And he has the debuff. No, I think he rested, didn't he? Oh no! Oh no! Uh-oh. Well, you gotta remember these things. What a Chad. What an absolute Chad. We see the Flaming Strike come out here, which is of course an amazing thing. But if he wins, he gets double points. Them's the rules. He won the moral victory, which is all that matters. Beans is on it. Quite sad. Had I decked it, I would have messaged him. I'm so sorry. I had the match started before it was going to go through. But it happens. Again, oh, the interrupt! No, Karen! You got this, brother! Had Legion decked it? I mean, Legion's here to win. Oh, he goes for the parry. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Vak, you got this. Come on, brother. Ah, he did not got this. Is using arc mid-fight legal? Yes. Yes, it is. Probably some angle. Alright, there we go. We are going to see both of our players here going for the respective buffs. The bows! The sportsmanship on display. Shame others didn't do it. As we are going to see both of our players here. We see the run into center here. Forced in there. We are going to see the HTS. Oh, Nori's taking a fair bit of damage right off the bat. The backstep. Back in once again. We see that. Oh, managing to catch it. Nice little bit of damage. There's a funny combo in the Giza wheel. That it's difficult to land it just because of how reactable the weapon is. But if you manage to get the right read, oof, you can do an awful lot of stuff. We see the jump attack come out. We are going to see Marxist beautiful spacing coming out here. I imagine both of these players are actually remarkable. The inescapable! The chainsaw, out it comes. Oh my word. That BS, man. I believe that's an inescapable. Oh! There we go. There we have it. We are going to see both of our players going for this. You got this, Nori. I believe in Marxist is, of course, a homie. So both players haven't been in many tournaments, if memory serves. You see the jump come out. Out comes the jump R1, comes through there. We are going to see, of course, Nori here force back. Marxist back into the corner here, but the comrades are going to have a Yo, what? Sorry, excuse me? And they'll wake up, there's going to be not for breakfast, unfortunately. What on earth? My brother's out here playing DS1. My god. Nori definitely has the style points, tries to go for the roll catch, not able to do it. We are going to see a slight roll catch there on the side of Marxist. Marxist playing a very, very slow game here. He's going to play the long one. He's going to be trying to use that extra little bit of bleed pressure just to force him into a bag, because he has to be careful though. Here's the funny one about bleed. If he gets procced and Nori decides to mash, he's actually going to be in a really bad spot. The jump comes out, is going to get an interrupt. Both players are remarkably close. And we're going to see the bleed proc go through. Not quite able to make very much out of it. Of course, Marxist is going to be interrupted again. Both of these guys are putting on one hell of a show, you know. The R2 comes out, being very careful with it now that he knows that Nori likes those BSs. You know, you can backstab those run R2s, but not to be sneezed at, as we do see the off Rokiers, I'm going to imagine, coming out here. But Nori is very low. He has to be careful. I believe he's going to be one shot here if he's not careful. And, you know, there's a considerable life disparity here. I don't believe either player have their tiers up. That's going to be Nori very low. The bleed proc comes through. Cannot force trades in here anymore. The run attack comes out, isn't going to land. The empty jumps against a Colossal. I think CaranVak can just force a trade. Caster's Curse. Caster's Curse and the gentlemanly behavior on the side of what a pretty little man. And the prayers. There we go. Alright, sorry about that, folks. Typing is like Enda's menuing, and you wonder why I'm bad at both of them. Alright, we have both of our players in, only waifu on the left. Well, actually, it's the other way around. Doesn't matter, we'll switch it over in a second. Only waifu Ztroker. Boom. Hosting on Fight Stick, obviously, so true, Umphy. Alright. And we have both of our players here. Only waifu on the left. It is going to be Ztroker on the right. We are going to see the Sacred Blade comes out. Is going to be able to keep up that pressure. We are seeing projectile spam, and this is all mattering, weirdly enough. Neither player has been hit here from what I can tell. We are going to see rolls and etc. happen here. The Grand Togger. Run R2 comes out. We are going to see interesting choice on the side of both players. More projectiles. Only waifu here is gets the roll out though. Only waifu getting traded out there. We are going to see Ztroker is going to be keeping up that pressure. Waifu forced into the back corner. We do see the roll come out there. Goeth's off shear is something that is being used. We do see that little bit of damage though. Finally, the first hits coming out on the side of waifu. We are going to see Ztroker here keeping a very lightning strike from Kilo. Waifu is going to have to play it really, really safe here, and the Uggs is definitely something you have to be careful of. Goes for the trade. Is going to have to be really, really careful though about those trades. That life advantage is very much on the side of Z, who managing not to be able to get that bit of damage out though. That's kind of can we get an unfortunate bestie for that one? And waifu forced into the back corner. Are we going to see double Shamshir, or is that Shamshir off bandits? I think that's double Shamshir. Oh, we are going to see waifu getting a little bit of damage right off the bat. We're starting to see those tourney nerves cool it just a small, but we see the little bit of a... we're going to see the comeback. Waifu's not out of it yet, though, keeping up that nice little bit of pressure. And here we are going to see, of course, the Sacred Blade coming out. Jump attack comes there, not going to... The comeback is very much real. Managing to interrupt the hyper armor. Z, I believe that's the tier proc. The little jitters here in center is definitely the play. The swap back over to hyper armor. I know it's the bane. It's the bane of my existence. I'd be curious to see. Waifu had some trouble with it early on. Has to play off those whips. The run attack comes out. You have to... The Uggs is in a weird spot right now. It has to play off that mixed game. And of course, the trade. And the shear comes out right after it, because it is going to be true. I believe the true combo off the shear there. Crouch R1 into the L1 is going to be a true combo. So it's a nice little bit of damage. But we are going to see the glintstone scraps getting little bits of damage. I'm not sure if... I believe waifu's tier has been either weighted out or has procced. And both sides are very low. It's 463 to about... just about the same, pretty much. Both players are very low. We see him in the corner! Waifu takes the W. And there we go. Hopefully, it's going to be okay. As we are going to see both only waifu and Z in the far corner. 50V Gaming, apparently. Force back now. We are going to see it. Out comes the L1s. Not quite able to do it. We are going to see both of our players here kind of play this really patient, but the run R2, you know, bronze in chat there, we have to see at least some R2 action on Halberd. No, the catch! The Flame Strike! Caught in the corner. What a bad place to be against a Flame Strike user. That is going to be waifu caught on the back foot there, and we are going to see these little jitters here in neutral. It's kind of the play. We are going to see these glintstone scraps come out then once again. More glintstone scraps are coming out. Not quite able to get any little bit of major damage. The almost manages to hit with the halberd. Almost manages. But I think the play here on the side of Z is to try and play this really positional fight. Force them into the corner. Holy shit, the bubble. I know, I'm as shocked as you are. tries to get that extra little bit of damage. I think they were actually banned in the Eisen tourney, although that was... Oh, the backswings! Z is in a spot of bother, but the panic rolls here coming out on the side of only waifu. It's unfortunate, but it does manage to get through, and we are going to see these run... I believe that was a run R2 on the side of only, but very low here. Does have a round to play with here is the only waifu, but Z is in a spot of bother if he doesn't play this one. Very, very safe. Force back, we are going to see the flaming strikes come out. Another flaming strike. The run attacks. Standard hybrid stuff, honestly. What wasn't banned in Eisen's tourney? It made sense in hindsight. A couple of things there, Chile. Let's be real. And we see this pullback here. It only is... Oh, the switch over to the hyper armor. The roll catch with the gugs. And then the backswing to finish it out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's going to be Z taking one. This is 1-1. Oh my god. Very, very well played to both. And my god. Oh dear, oh dear. Either way, this is match point, ladies and gentlemen. These players are putting on one hell of a show with the setups they're using. And it's time to crack on with last round. Z in the left. Only waifu. The only one. Their only one real. Confirmed. On the left. Let's crack on. As we are going to see both of our players going for their physics. We are going to see both of our players going for their respective... This little bit of pew-pews to start it off, which is, of course, like a good way to start it. Obviously, without regen, every little bit of this matters. We do see the frost proc. He's going to be frost procced here, but... interesting that didn't... Huh? I'm curious as to what that was. Elden Ring netcode. Let's go. Force back now. Once again, we're going to play this really... patient game. The R2 comes out. We are going to see the follow-up R1 does come out, but it's not going to make much of a difference. We have both players have a little bit of damage on the board. I think that's kind of standard. That's more or less what you're going to be going for. And we do see the swap of only waifu going for a roll catch there, but has to be careful against that flame strike. And run attacks coming out here, and a little bit of, just those little bits of damage on the board I think are deeply, deeply important. We're going to see it here slowly but surely. 1800 to 212. That is going to be waifu taking advantage. We see a much more cool and collected play here on the side of waifu, almost managing to get that frost pot off, but unfortunately not quite able to. Both of them are playing very safe, and I will give credit where credit is due to the Den crowd. Slow matches look far more engaging when the dancing is kind of like constantly moving. I'll give them that much. And only waifu going for the jump R1, not quite able to make it, and we are going to see, of course, Z keeping up that very, very slow play. Very, very slow play. Is going to get interrupted though. This slow play is suiting waifu down to the ground. The two-handed, I hate this dance. The dance looks better when the camera is constantly shifting and moving with it. Oh, getting punished. There's the side of waifu. That's unfortunate, bestie. Any yawning? It's because I'm talking so much and I'm not taking time to take breaths. That's the secret. Also, smoking a pack of day. Oh dear. No disrespect intended for the players, don't worry. As we are going to see both of our players here keeping up that neutral. Gets the run around. Doesn't go for the BS. A BS might actually put Z... Oh no! Stormhawk Axe comes out. Uh-oh. The bane of every gank squad. The turn and burn with that is just so nasty. No follow-up? I don't think there's any need. Uh-oh, but he's very low. Z is on death's door, but he's still all to play for as we see the swap over to the blue feather. Oh, the interrupt! Only waifu got him in the corner! Got him against the ropes, but he Mayweathers his way out of it. Do we see a backswing? The run attacks come out. Good reaction rolls here coming out on the side of Z. This is going to be a swap over to Shunter. Interesting choice. Oh, the jump roll out there. Will he? I like when he swapped to Shunter, but no, it's going to be only waifu. And we see the roars of celebration just cause he Mayweathered his way out of the corner. Doesn't mean he was able to make any good of it. Very well played. GG's to only waifu, who's managed to pull through that round exceptionally. GG's WPs to both. And I believe that's a first tournament showing on the side of only waifu. Very, very well done. And there we go. We have both of our players in. Unfortunately, due to the distances involved, I can't hear shit. But it's all good and Gucci as we're going to see dual spears versus what seems to be Knight's Greatsword off sheer again. Hoping that it's going to work about as well as the last one. Nice damage right off the bat. We are going to see Siri forced back now. And of course, you know, Goeth is taking an awful lot of damage here. This is... Imagine a halberd but better is the way that I describe spears. Siri is just tearing this dude apart. What on earth? Forced back now once again. And we are going to see Siri taking the W right off the bat. This is of course first to 3. Alright. And there's going to be both of our players here taking their respective corners. We are going to see Siri forcing it out there, keeping that... Not, has she even been hit yet? I don't believe so, as Goeth is stuck in the corner. There is a ring out possibility in this arena, which is really funny. The diamond is definitely an interesting choice. Forced against the wall there, that was a bit risky. Goeth's taking even more damage. The spacing, can we get a whiff punish restored? Chat, please, because that's exactly what it... Forced back. Siri keeping it up, managing to eat that though. The hyper armor and the speed of that spin slash is coming out here. Forced back now. Siri is keeping up that really aggressive spacing. She's doing a good job. Goes for the jump attack, not quite able to connect. Goeth kind of vibing out. Is going to manage to connect there with that run R1 again. Sword dance comes out. He is going to roll that one out. Goeth takes a nice little bit of damage. We see a little bit of a weird interaction there. The roll in is not going to be punished by the second L1. Both players have taken a neither. Both players are bloodied, but considerable life advantage to Siri as we see the hyper armor come out. Are we going to see the punish? We're going to see that nice bit of aggression. That's going to be the tier proc. So considerable life advantage now to Siri. She has both the tier and now she has the the general life advantage as well, forcing these rolls here. Look at those jitters there to try and force something beautiful spacing here on the side of Siri. And we see these run R1s come out. Run R2s are the main two, and the the fists come out. We're going to see it there. Keep forcing that, and the run attack then to finish that one out. That is going to be the end of that. 2-0. And now we are onto the what could be the final set unless Goeth resets himself properly. Alright, both of our players are in. I think we're after seeing a setup change. It is going to be Siri in the near corner, Goeth in the far. There we go. We skitter away under the fridge. There we go. Both of our players going for their respective buffs. There we are. We're going to see the Sacred Flame, the Sacred Blade, come out. And this really tight spacing, PSSS versus PS Spears, is actually kind of a weird one. This is one of those... Oh, he nearly got knocked off the edge! Oh my god! Are we going to see a ring out? Jump attack comes out, isn't going to quite land. We're going to see the PSSS into PS Spears is very like... I'm not actually sure. Oof. You'd have to ask her yourself, Cioba. As we are going to see now, forced back. Now, once again, the PSSS comes out, though. Managing to get that nice, tasty bit of damage. Siri, of course, has the considerable lead, so she can afford to make mistakes. Is going to get a hit off there, and we'll slowly but surely see if that lead is going to change at all. Oh, that tries to go for a trade there. We see the pressure... The considerable life advantage and the lead in the tournament. Siri taking an awful lot of damage there, but has to be careful. But now that's going to be the tears. And the sword dance comes out. Not quite able to connect. Goes for the full thing. Not able to get that reaction rolled there. Has to be careful with that. Straight swords can do an awful lot of damage. And I think that's going to go with definitely one hit. I spoke too soon. I looked at health bar and didn't get to see him be killed. A 3-0 sweep. Oh my god. Cool. Alright, we got this. Cool. Both of our players are in and ready. Thank you all so much again for all the support. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to crack on. We have Bugs in the near corner, Malisk in the far. And now we we skitter back under the fridge. And we try and get in quick, as we do see both of our players here going for their respective buffs. PSSS versus Shamshir. I think based off of damage, but the first blood is of course going to go over to... Oh my god. The first blood is of course going to go over to Scampy here, who got a not Scampy, sorry. Blech. Words are hard, you freak. Bugs. Bugs did get a little bit of damage in there, and Malisk, of course, swapping back over. No items that are chosen to be banned are in fact banned, and now we're seeing that nice little bit of pressure here, keeping a nice magic tier. Jeez, yeah, that's a lot of damage. A lot of damage, as we are going to see now. Just this frost pot come out isn't going to hit. We do see the sword dance. Bugs is going to be in a spot of bother. Malisk isn't playing around here. We do see the backswing there come out. Good roll on the side of Bugs, though, for avoiding that one. And we see the skittering back over. Back, we do see the backswing, though. He has to be careful. Oh, the frost proc. Nice, Sue, as we see. You know, the katana off straight sword is a very funny one. A very, very funny one. I'm very fond of it, and we are going to see... Oh, a nice little bit of damage. It's going to be... Both of them are tier procced. Life advantage slightly to Malisk. Not anymore, though, as the transient moonlight comes out. Good roll, though, on the second one. Maybe a little bit early, but got away with it, as we see the run R2 come out to try and punish the flask. No dice. And we are going to see both of our players kind of chilling back here. A little bit of damage. Force back now once again. I think both of them are in that danger zone, and that's going to be Bugs taking the first stock. Oh my god. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have both of our players in and ready to go. And then the 3 and a 2 and a 1. LA. And we have, of course, Bugs on the near corner. Malisk on the far. Hopefully, we get over to where we need to go. There we have it. We are going to see both of our players here going for their respective buffs. We are going to see the board on the back, and of course... Oh, Shamshir is going to get interrupted. Is that... Are we seeing... Is that what I think it is? Is that off stock? Oh, he's going for the punish! He doesn't have the bull... He might not have had the bull goats or enough poise, so now he's going to go try and punish it. Run R2s are going to come out. We are going to see, of course, just going for that. Force back. We are going to see the respective buffs coming out. Swapping over. Goes for the jump attack. Both players are actually quite low. It's been a nice back and forth. Oh no. The priorities. The sheer audacity of this man. And the bow comes out. Need to go. Boom. As I skitter away back onto the fridge. Or we run away. Boom. There we go. And boom. Out it go. We are going to see the physics here. Swapping over to the hull stock. Interesting choice. This is a reactable setup. What was that back roll? The back jump. Sorry, excuse me? Some forbidden tech? Force back now is, of course, Bugs. Bugs has a slight life disadvantage. Malisk is, of course, going well, but we are going to see the freezing mist, and that's going to be... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sword dance comes out. Malisk is on the back foot here. Tries to go for that punish. A bit slow in the swap, but not a bad idea, as we are going to see both of our players. Int is, of course, very strong. Gives you access to transient moonlight. You have good frost damage. You can swap back over to magic. Some serious damage is coming out here, but we do see the roll coming out here on the side of Bugs, and we are going to see what seems to be some really good damage, and that's going to be the frost proc again. Is going to be rolled, but Malisk is on death's door. Tries to go for the roll away. Had his back against the wall, and that's going to be Bugs taking it in a very, very, very quick 3-0. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Isiki on the left, Legion on the right. As I scamper away, post-haste. And there we go. Boom! And away we go. We are going to see the physics here from both of our players. We are going to see the bolt side. It's going to be halberd off shear versus dual spears. And this is a kind of a mirror, but the difference is that one of them has considerably more damage. The play on dual spears isn't actually all that different, really. It's just that the buttons uses fewer of the buttons. That's generally the idea. Obviously, R1 into an L1 is like a good way of like gaining back priority. That is just the nature of the beast in the game. Welcome to Elden Ring. But Isiki is definitely doing a really solid job here of just staying on the periphery, not giving Legion good options to get in. I don't think anyone's taken damage so far. We do see that buff. Legion's taken a little bit of damage in that exchange there, just a smidgen. We see the jump R1 come out. Jump R1s are kind of dangerous. They have that thing called recovery. I know it's an alien concept in Elden Ring, but that does exist and it is a solid option. It can just throw people off. It's like the jump R2s as well. They can kind of very similar way. Good mounted damage. Isiki is taking a incredible amount of damage here. Force back now. The shear is definitely in the play, but Isiki is not out of it yet. Legion is doing a good job of keeping up that pressure, and that's going to be the frost proc to put him away. Oof. That's going to be Legion taking the first round. Didn't matter. I was going to call the match one way or the other, but either way, we have both of our contestants in. Legion 2, Isiki 0. Had a really... Man, this is looking a lot like Dasmon's tourney. While players not reading the rule set, you should hear what happened. I updated the challenge and I never saved it. That was probably the funniest thing that's happened so far, as we do see both of our players here chilling in neutral. Legion, of course, with the 2, Isiki.
Who's this? Nope. Oh, we got this beautiful, dashing, handsome clown shoes wearing fellow.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I need to disable those. Either way, we are going to see both of our players here going for a nice little bit of damage. We are going to see, of course, Isiki just kind of chilling. He's going to play an awful lot more careful. He doesn't have any rounds to play around with like this. Legion is doing a really good job of just existing. There's a matchup. The matchup advantage is very clearly... Oh my god. That was some insane damage. The Frost proc comes in there to do good. Doesn't manage to get a punish in the ballast though, which is unfortunate. That's really going to be the aim. But it's not going to matter because the amount of damage that they're able to just outflow. Serious amount of damage there. Isiki put it up against the wall. Force back. That's going to be Legion taking an awful lot of damage. Of course, red feather is banned, but blue is not. And we are going to see it there.
Now who's this? Oh, we got this beautiful dashing,
handsome handsome clown shoes wearing fellow. We get indeed. Very, very well done. That's Legion taking a full set. Round 2. Oh my god. And there we go. We actually need to change sides. And we see the little hay come out here. So it is going to be Shamshir versus... Oh, nice immediate damage here. And again, the turning nerves are going to be something that's going to come in. I believe neither of these players are going to have very much in the ways of tournament experience. So that's going to come in very clutch here as Marxist does manage to get a good little bit of damage here on Waifu. Not enough though. It's going to be a slightly slower match, I think, from here on out. As we do see Waifu here forced up against the corner, but the corner pressure is more, I think, going to be on the side of the person who benefits more from it is going to be Waifu here with the Shamshir. The fact that it has that backswing, the fact that it has some good Ashes of War, obviously with the duelist finesse, I think that's what it's called, close enough. It's going to be like you do have that ability to escape corner pressure quite freely, but if Waifu can push them in there and take the positional win, that's actually huge here. Absolutely huge. As we see the call outs for Marx in the corner. Oh, I made a boo-boo. We are going to see the health bars coming up just a little bit, but we'll fix that next round. Marx is kind of keeping that very slow pace of play. We aren't going to see any attempts at... Oh, the interrupt there on the set and the follow-up. Force back now. Waifu is playing a really solid game here. And for someone without much tournament experience, this is actually quite impressive. They have very nice composure, but they have to be careful to mash out of it. Mashing is done, chat, by the way, just to be clear. Force back now once again. We do see that bleed proc is going to be avoided once again. Although in this matchup, I actually think getting the bleed proc is actually kind of good if you can guarantee a roll. It's just that dagger makes it very dangerous. Oh dear, oh dear. Marxist is going to be a little bit on the back foot. We're having a very, very slow game between these two players. Good spacing. Doesn't get the punish though. Waifu does. No! That's going to be a lot. But doesn't get the opposed. Oh no! And a little bit of a acknowledgement there that he done goofed. Oh! And he probably input drop or lack of stam. And the bows. An honourable play coming out there on the side of Waifu, and we are going to see these resets. Alright, either way, politics notwithstanding, we do have all of our players in and ready to go. We're going to get the bolt out now in just a second. The bolt is out. We're going to see Waifu, the bows coming out. Sisu in chat calling out, trying to get cats. We are going to see it here. Force back, and I never changed the overlay, but it doesn't really matter. At least now you get a more direct idea as to who's been hit. We can always double check. Marxist has taken an awful lot of damage right off the bat. This is rough here, but we are going to see it here. Very, very careful. Very, very careful. As we Marxist is taking an insane amount of damage. More on the Berlin Wall would have fallen. Oh my god. Oh, the interrupt there. So true, Sally. So true. Patch Enjoyer. Best patch. So we're going to get our players in and ready to go. And there we go. We are going to get both of our players taking the bow. The sportsmanship on display. Absolutely shocking, and waiting for the other one's buff to go through. Very, very nice. We do see the attempt to try and get that bit of damage out. Not going to work. Force back now, of course, is going to be... Oh, Marxist does manage to get a nice bit of damage. We're seeing that mindset change here. Marxist is going to have to play it an awful lot slower. Of course, Waifu has a lead, does have a match to play around with. And we're going to see that change to robustness here to try and deal with the bleed. Beautiful spacing here. Must have seen that in one of the many YouTube videos that they've evidently watched. Waifu here keeping up that little bit of pressure, forcing in there. The amount of damage that's going through, the mashing. And that's going to be that. The domineering Waifu. Your Waifu in this evidence does not suck. Beautiful display. That's going to be that. We scamper on back over. There we go. We are going to see the physics here from both of our players. Siri, of course, is going to be up against the wall. We see the Sacred Blade coming out here. Getting a nice little bit of damage. Just a smidge. No hit on Siri just yet. The robustness tally of I spoke too soon. We are going to see the Shamshir come out. The good damage from both of our players right off the bat. And we see these jumps coming through here. Siri, of course, getting a nice little bit of damage. The jump comes through. The hyper armor, though, is not to be sneezed at. As we are going to see the pressure. Short spears go burr. The jump R2. Siri, in a spot of bother, does get her footing again, though. As we do see that. And that's going to be Siri taking the W. As we see the jump back out. Very nicely done. And boom! Let's get the hell out. PSSS is broken. It's been broken forever. Ladder rules determined it was within the relative balance of other strong setups, so it's kind of the decision rule set committee came to, unless banning all spears was an option. Force back now. Siri, we are going to see the shear come out. Force back now once again. There is counterplay here if he plays it patient, but unfortunately the patience there did not give out as he was stuck in the corner. Bugs is in a spot of bother here. If he's not careful, he's going to be in. Has he even gotten a hit at him? Well, I spoke too soon. He definitely has now. Caster's Curse comes in once again. Siri keeping up that pressure. Jump L1 comes out. We do see the sword dance. Immediately trying to take pressure there is the side of Siri, but ends up walking into it. Oh, the damage that comes out there. Another little bit of damage. The jump comes through. Siri is low, but now so is Bugs. Bugs has to play super carefully. That's without spear tally. The Opaline is useful. Who'd have thunk it? I think you might be onto something. Don't think the result would change the setup. I think you might be onto something, Omega. Boom! And we are going to see both of our players here going for this. And apologies to the jerky camera. Bugs, of course, now is chilling like a villain. He's going to have to play this much more cautiously. You do see the... I love that that has gone back into vogue. And the mash here on the side of Siri is just really solid. And again, look at that. The Sacred Blade is out. Has that ability to get extra bits of damage. We see very, very beautiful spacing here on the side of Siri. Force back now once again. Takes another little bit of damage. Siri up against the corner though. But we do see the roll of the Frost proc. And on those procs that force you out of animations, it can be very, very useful at times to just mash out of them. Sword Dance comes out. Hyper Armor doing Hyper Armor things. Sword Dance in response. Forcing out there. The run attacks come out. We have both Millicents and... Not just we just have the Rotten Wing. I think we do have... Oof. Force back out. Good strafe of it though. They're both going to spam that at each other. Almost getting that roll catch there. We do see the proc of the multi-hit damage tallies. Another little bit of damage. Bugs is on the back foot here. Force back now once again. We do see the rollouts here on the side of Siri. And of course we're going to see Bugs play it very careful. Good jump on the side of Siri. Bugs is in a bad spot on the jump. L1 comes in to get the hit. It is 3-0. Can someone kill Siri, please? Can someone do something about Siri, please? Yeah, I'd be curious as to, like, most Ashes, unfortunately, now at this stage, Omega, kind of function the exact same way. Let's skitter away back onto the fridge here. Like a Bloodborne player running to heal. And there we go. We have both of our players going for their respective physics. We do see that hitting up against the wall there. That's actually, like, a nice tactic there that Siri is using to try and just take away that little bit of recovery there. Jump comes through. Siri's going to take a nice little bit of damage. Taking more damage here. Siri has to be careful. She has a couple of stocks she can play around with, but she has to be so very careful. As we're seeing now, chilling just out of the chilling mist. Force back out now once again. Just we see these whiffs here from Kilo coming out. Not going to be punished. Siri, careful. Very, very careful of the... the jump in there. We do see the PSSS come out here to try and get the punish. Oh my god, that nice punish there. Siri is not out of the fight yet. The whiff, can we get a whiff punish restored, ladies and gents? As we see the rollouts come back out once again. Nice, just nice little bit of pressure, and that's going to be the Sword Dance getting that good roll from Siri. Very, very risky spacing. There in the spacing. And that is going to be Siri taking a clear set with, what is that, 205 health? On the board? Siri taking the W. Very, very well done. Nicely done. GG's. Always better safe than to be sorry. But either way, we have both our contestants in. Actually, on the right. No, I didn't change that. Here, we'll get a static cam. For just a second. It's of course going to be only Waifu versus... Waifu. And it's Legion. There we go. Good enough. Alright. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. The admin. Last round of semis. We are, of course, going to have Legion, who is on the Hull Shear, versus the Sham Shear here on the side of Waifu. And we are going to see some really nice damage coming in here from the side of Waifu, but has a life disadvantage. The Legion of Waifu is a terrifying thought, folks. Okay. And there we go. We're going to see this now. The trades coming out here. Legion is actually kind of... Oh... We do see the Frost proc here, but a little bit of damage on the board, but it does manage to get rid of it nicely. Legion taking a nice bit of damage. The Halberd Runner 1 does come out, though. The Frost is a good choice. Unfortunately, he can be rolled in on, although the Shear does kind of deal with that a little bit. The Runner 2s come out. Good spacing here on the side of Waifu. I forgot my own golden rule from before. We're just going to very quickly toggle. Good spacing here, playing that really slow game. The Waifu's still in it, but does manage to get interrupted. The runouts here again. And the gravity fans then to follow up is going to get hit. After this, I will reset the world flag just so players can see their ping in case they're not using. Oh! Close round. Close round. And there we go. I'm going to see Legion scamper back onto his pedestal. And we're away. And the bolt is out. We are going to see both of our players are going to be very, very careful. That is a good point, actually. Argentina versus Brazil. I'm not sure. Oh, nice. Both of them are on one-handed shear for the time being. We do see that swap back over onto one-handed. It's actually not a bad play to go for the carry and retaliation. Not for any serious damage that it's capable of doing. The mash out there. Legion has a life advantage once again, but it's not quite as far as you might be led to believe. The two-handed shear, especially with the sacred damage on it, can do an awful lot of work. Especially now, given that Legion isn't choosing to go with that Flame Strike. Flame Strike is the better option on Halberd, just because it stops those roll in. It's of course going to be Legion who's going to be the Brazilian player. Only Waifu's Argentinian. If I wasn't doing health bars, I'd have the little flags and stuff, but force back now once again. Actually taking an insane amount of damage. An insane amount of damage. Goes for the parry here. Not going to get it. Legion is messing around here. Messing around here, and might be putting a spot of bother if he's going to continue to meme. Oh, the roll catch! Those are pretty cute sliders. Kind of hella adorbs, bestie. For real, for real. We are going to see both of our players here taking up the very aggressive positions here. Obviously, Waifu, of course, trying their best to try and, like... They play the game much slower. Legion is formidable, having experience in both DS3 and, of course, now in one of the first Elden Ring SA tourneys for PC. One of the first ones. Waifu, of course, forced back against the corner, and there you go. That's the corner pressure that, of course, you have with the off-sham shear. Having that backswing, stuff like that, makes it very, very good. Getting hit there in kind of a neutral. I believe that if Legion aggresses from neutral, the shear obviously gives him that little bit. Has to be careful, though, now as the side of Waifu. Forced up against her. They're going to weather their way back up. Managing to get that. Not able to spam their way through here, though, unfortunately. It's going to have to be a shoot and scoot sort of deal. Does not punish that pivot either. Legion actually is at a life disadvantage here. But it's unclear as to how this one is going to go. You know, obviously Legion is a phenomenal player here, but this could go either way. All of these matches have been relatively close. And we're going to see those trades come out. Waifu is on the back foot. We do see the tier proc. I believe Legion's tier is also procced. We do see the swap back. Oh, trying to get that nice bit of Sacred Blade out. Doesn't manage to hit, unfortunately. And we see Waifu up against the ropes here as well. Backswings, of course, managing to get those hits. Goes for a running attack here. Legion! For the first time in the tournament is going to be taken down. That's going to be only Waifu. Silhouetted as they are by the sun. Let's get into positions. The bolt is out. We are going to see both of our players here going for their respective buffs. What was it? Oh, High Toto used to call them. The Glintstone Craps. Oh, almost managing to get that punish. Could have dead angled the halberd there to try and get the roll catch off of the crouch R1. Not quite able to do it. Forced back now once again. The shear is doing some really good work. Forced back now once again. Neither. Nice damage here on the side of Legion. Legion is not happy that he had that stock taken off him and is going to do the best thing. Force back now once again. We see both of our players playing it. We almost gets the pivot, but the unlock is actually going to get him caught. Legion is not playing around anymore. The space in the corner. Mayweather out here. Mayweather in the corner, just about managing to get out of that one. Oof. Uh-oh. Only Waifu's going to have to... not going to be able to manage it. That's just unfortunate, bestie. Legion 3. Waifu 1. Boom, both of our players here finally going for their physics. This could be it, unless Waifu pulls one out of the hat. We do see the carrying retaliation giving me PTSD from the very first tournament. Force back now is Waifu. Waifu managing to get a little bit of damage there. We do see the hyper armor trade there with the Sacred Blade. It does manage to get hit, a little bit of a hit there. Force back now. Waifu has to be nice and careful here. We may have to move the camera there just a little bit so all is in view. There we go. So we make sure we don't see any funny stuttering. Waifu taking a nice bit of damage there. Legion is not willing to give away that attempt at second place. Attempt at first place, sorry. That was the last tournament he did. We do see Waifu taking another little bit of damage. Has Waifu managed to get a hit off? We do see that not... There we go. Caster's Curse. It happens again. Waifu's not out of it yet, though. Doing a nice little bit of damage there all the way across. Waifu not going for any tally swap. We're super careful. It's going to be hit. The backswing doesn't manage to go through here, as we do see Legion holding center. Good job. Well played. Very nice. And that's going to be Legion. Oh. And the dabs. The dabs silhouetted on the mid-evening sun. We are, of course, on the bronze match. This is going to be Bugs versus Waifu. We do see, of course, the sword dance coming out here. Waifu in a spot of bother, getting pushed back, though. But Bugs is... we're going to see a mirror. I think it's the first mirror so far. Both of them have a little bit... Oh, the sword dance comes out and the backswing then to follow up. And that's going to be that. Oh dear. Bugs takes the first round. Very, very quick. Round 2 of the bronze match. Bugs won, Waifu not. And there we go. We are going to see both of our players here go for their respective buffs. Chilling, getting that nice little bit of damage there. And we do see the shear come out once again here. Good damage. Bugs isn't getting away from it scot-free though this time. And as we can see here, with style and grace, we are going to, of course, see that the chilling of Waifu here, who's not out of it yet though. And sword dance there from neutral. The run R2s come out. I never found a use for those run R2s. They are a good option, but up against the wall here is Waifu, but manages to Mayweather their way out. Of course, Bugs here is kind of chilling like a villain. He has a slight lead. He might as well use it. Not managing to get that punish though. And we see the block cancels come out here on the side of Waifu. Forced back now once again. We see this really long neutral. The swap over to the one-handed there. Maybe just trying to bait out some projectile spam. The sword strike comes out and we do see the mash come out there. We're not going to see a backswing. Waifu is very, very low. Waifu's going to have to be super careful here. And Bugs is definitely trying to keep them in the corner. Look at that positioning there. Does manage to let them out, unfortunately. Run R1 comes out there from neutral. Way too long. Good showing here on the side of Waifu, though. Managing to get out. The flaming strike comes out. We do see Bugs kind of chilling here, not wanting to get caught. Does manage to get a nice little bit of damage. Bugs is quite low! And that's going to be Waifu taking a stock. Ladies and gentlemen, we're good to go with the next stock. 1-1 in our best of 9. As we scamper away. Like a Bloodborne player trying to heal. And there we go. We are going to see the explosions. We're actually going to take a peek from this perspective here really quickly. Bugs here taking a good... Look at that aggression here on the side of Bugs, but does manage to be roll caught there. Forced back now once again. You know, back into the corner. The positioning here is going to be really important in this arena, considering you can really catch people. The rolling attack comes out, isn't going to do very much of anything. That interrupt, and I believe that was a backswing. Waifu has adapted perfectly here. I'm actually just before this next match, because I haven't committed it to memory, we're going to very quickly just show the players the latency. Does manage to get that connection there, though. That's pretty nasty. Waifu here chilling like a villain. Not going to be pulled out of pressure. The phalanx is out onto the two-handed... Oh, back onto it again. The bigger sword, not better, apparently, in the eyes of Bugs here. Does manage to force that roll on the spacing. Hyper armor is out. We do see the switch back over, trying to get that nice little bit of extra damage off. We do see the gravity fans come out there once again. Good to see them back in vogue. Force back now. Bugs, what is he doing? He's keeping up this positional advantage. We do see the strafing, though. Both players here kind of chilling, looking at it there. Force back now as Waifu does take a backswing to the face. Not going to be caught by the Moonveil, though. Oh, the interrupt, the JR2! Have we found the use for the JR2? Waifu just take that stock. Now we scamper away like our regenning in Pontiff. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on the perspective of Bugs here this time. Bugs, of course, kind of vibing out, and we are going to see, of course, only Waifu of chilling here in this very, very long neutral. And Bugs is doing a really solid job, I think, of just getting those interrupts here, but unfortunately wasn't quite enough. Bugs here back up against the wall, but does manage to force pressure out. Waifu does call out the backswing there and gets a nice little bit, tasty little bit of damage. Has a clear advantage here. Frost maybe not the play. We'll keep an eye on the tally swaps as they happen. Going for that regen. Oh, the call out there. Good rolls happening here on the side of Waifu, but does try and get that whiff punish, but it was just up, up, up. Yeah, we can raise it up just a small bit. We are looking for feedback as to good camera work here because we don't have the fancy den stuff. So Bugs is keeping a really nice positional advantage here now above Waifu, but I believe they're pretty even, both of them. Oof. Oh, that call out there, the backswing, and manages to get the call out there as well. Goes for the whole thing. Waifu actually has a life disadvantage here, but still has their tier. That is going to be the tier proc. Force back up against the corner. Good little bit of pressure here. Both of the players here and in. A force back against the wall, and here we have it. And there we go. Nice little bit of pressure here. Chipping each other away slowly but surely. I do believe that both of our players do have their tiers procced. So there'll be good opportunities for good damage. We don't see either of them swap over to Blue Feather just yet, though. A little bit far away. And goes for the jump. Good jump there. Called out. Good roll as well. Bugs is going to be in a spot of bother. Does he manage to get the sword dance off? No. We're going to see beautiful spacing. I don't think he needed to roll that as the side of Waifu, but very good shot. Nice damage. Oh my god. And forced back here now once again. We are going to see the glintstone scraps coming out here from neutral. Of course, Kaiba. That's there. Waifu, excuse me, does manage to get some good damage there on Death's Door. And is that a give up? Was that a give up? Alright, well, we have both of our players in and ready to go. Boom. Skitter away onto the fridge once more. have it. We have both of our players here going for their respective buffs. Nice showing here on the side of both of our players. We are going to see some nice movement. Waifu, of course, keeping up that pressure that we're doing there. Good showing here. Managing to get the carry and retell. Not actually managing to get much out of it. That's actually good tech against a good tech against the glintstone scraps when you're near dead, especially if both players are pretty low. Of course, the life is there's no life advantage per se, although there's a slight one now. Oh, the sword dance comes out. We're going to see Bugs here. He's not messing around anymore. We do see, of course, that come out now once again. Good showing here. That's a good idea. I did not think of that. I've forgotten myself. Out it comes the Flaming Strike. Out once more. Flaming Strike, of course, good tech against roll-ins as well. Oh, beautiful spacing here on the side of Bugs. Bugs is waking up. He does go for that interrupt. Oh, the spam is going to cost him the backswing. No, not going to be put away with the backswing. Waifu here going for a runner one is not going to connect. We do see... Oh my god, hanging on by a hair's breadth. Not able to connect here. Bugs is just going to be vibing out of distance here. Gravity fans come out once again to try and get that last hit. Of course, we're going to see the swap onto the blue feather. More or less one hit now. So it doesn't matter. Yo, the roll-in punished! Oh my god. Goes for a jump R2. Not quite able to connect. Beautiful showing here. Hanging on by a hair's breadth. Do we have a handshake not to use scraps when you're low health? Scraps are actually going to be pretty brutal and he tries to space it out. Waifu gets the hit in the bow coming out then as well. Oof. Alright, there we go. And there we have it. The bolt is out, ladies and gents. We do have both of our players kind of vibing, chilling, if you will. Going for their respective buffs, getting, you know, frost procs. They trying to get that frost proc area. You know the drill at this stage. It's an Elden Ring tournament. It'd be crazy if it didn't happen. And we're going to see the R2 come out here on the side of Waifu. And here we have it. We are going to see, of course, Waifu chilling here in this neutral. Force back now. We see the predictions coming in here from Folds. Oh, beautiful. Just about managing to space that. Catching Bugs in the menu now is a side of Waifu. Was that a... Not sure if that damage went through. We are going to see the gravity fans come out here. Bugs is doing a good job. Are we going to see a Mayweather in the corner here? We did not. We are going to see now Bugs is very, very low here. The life advantage very clearly. Oh my god, goes for that. Just about managing to catch it. Not managing to get a backswing. That Flaming Strike is coming in clutch here. Aim punched. Yeah, I didn't quite manage to see. I was watching the actual screen. That very, very low now is the side of Bugs. Forcing a roll now is Waifu with that run R1. We're seeing much more cautious spacing here on the side of Waifu, which is very, very nice. And we do see that Frost Bolus come out here as well. Good spacing to be in a position not to be hit by that. Both players are quite low. Oh my god, he caught it with a run R1. And the bow comes out here from Waifu. 4-2. Or no, a plant. Interesting. Maybe. Well, both of our players are in and ready to go. Let's get this show on the road, chat. What kind of a plant will I be this time? I'm actually curious. Oh, and flowers. Beautiful. And that is going to be Waifu here taking up the far corner. Tries to go, again, the same thing as usual. The Flaming Strike here to try and punish those roll-ins. Roll, forcing the roll out. They're good. Punish. And the spam comes out here. Life advantage is to Waifu, but only barely. But that gap is widely going out there. Waifu holding their own here. And again, this is third place, of course. Oh my god, just about managing to get it through. Was there a little bit of damage there? I couldn't quite tell. The sword dance does come out, but it is going to be interrupted. Oh, the calling out the backswing there as well when you have a life advantage is definitely going to be the play. Waifu here taking up that, forcing themselves into the corner, kind of willing Bugs to get in, but they tried to space that out and just managed to get clipped. I'm not sure what the latency is between these players. They'll have to fill me in. You know, the distance between people does transfer over. You know, we don't have rollback. Thank God, imagine. Oh, the interrupt there with the run R1, trying to punish those swaps over, walks away, risky maneuver against a Moonveil, but that's 513 to 1,000, and I believe both players still have their tier up. Almost managing to get that punish there. Waifu having some exceptional rolls here. A little bit of a skip there, but I believe everything is okay. I don't think there's anything major going on here, but we'll keep an eye. And both of our players here chilling in this neutral. Say it's only Waifu, but the call out! Literally, Bugs has to go for that. The jump in on the flaming strike. Managing to get the clip there. I believe that's going to be the tier proc. Are we going to see the... Not able to Mayweather his way out of a tournament, and that's going to be only Waifu. The swap down. Are we going to see the sliders? The strip. Third place. Look at this. Jumping with joy. Man, it's getting a little bit much here. For first time tourney in battle, oh, that's impressive. There we go. Now we've got it. Sorry, between fixing everything, it takes a minute. So we do have both of our players in. We're going to see the physics happening from both of our players here. It is 0-0 in our best of 9 for the finals. Legion, of course, taking up the center. We are going to see codeds on the side of Siri. Finally, we're seeing a swap over. Goes to that jump, tries to get a backswing, not able to do it. Legion there is going to manage to get that little bit of damage. Both of our players here forcing here in a very, very nice neutral. This is a classic matchup. Not hauled stock. Ooh, force back now once again. Oof. Nice little bits of damage. Siri has a small life disadvantage, but that could change very quickly with coded here. Again, tries to go for that. No half hits. That's going to be Legion taking a nice little bit of damage. The strafe tries to go for the backswing. Siri getting caught in the schmicks. Force back now once again. Oh, tries to get that little bit of damage. The rollouts there on the side of force back now once again. Out comes the jumps. Siri has a life disadvantage? Yes. Oh, not anymore. She doesn't though. Oh my god. What an insane amount of damage right off the bat there. Siri managing to get clipped on the way out. We're going to see this getting that bolus off almost for free. Siri does have life advantage. More or less it's closing rapidly here. Oh, not anymore. That's going to be the tier proc. Almost managing to get that roll catch there. Force back now is Siri. Oh, managing to get the tier proc there though. Legion just about getting out. The beautiful spacing here on the side of Siri. Legion is not out of it yet though, as we are going to see both of our players here taking this in. Are we going to see a Mayweather an attempt to strafe out of it there? Oh, the backswing. Legion, I believe, could be one shot here if he's not careful, if he doesn't get the swap off. Good rolls here coming out from Siri, and that's going to be the first time Legion manages to get. The first time Siri is going to drop in the tournament. It's going to be Legion doing it. Swapping between who has advantages and who doesn't, I think, is interesting. Because it can't really be gamed outside of getting a worse being perceived as a worse player, which is an interesting one. And of course, with these two having a good amount of tournament experience, ooh, the shear comes out there. It doesn't actually get in there. Almost getting that. Does manage to get that punished though, and Siri managing to be forced out here. Slight life advantage to Siri. She's gonna have to play this one much more carefully. Oh, getting that damage though, a clean hit. Both players here, we do see the swaps off the tallies here, and we have some really good... Oh, the jump over the bird there. Do we see a half hit? No, we don't, but we see a fail to roll. Oh, and the call out of the shear. Goes for the jump, managing to get a bit of damage. The trade. Tries to go for a strafe. Oh my god. The beautiful strafe here on the side of Siri. This is what lower latency does look like. It's kind of the advantage to these closed tournaments as well, is that you get to see people have the ability to space the closed region. And Siri here doing a phenomenal job here of being forced back now once again. The swap over, almost getting back swung. Oh, the corner, not able to Mayweather his way out of this one. Oof. Nicely done. Jeez, it's going to be a 1-1. Siri on the left, Legion on the right. Health bars are correct. We are going to see the Sacred Blade. We are going to... Actually, not a bad idea here. Swapping onto Nobles for that extra little bit of range. Just a smidgen more range. It does make a little bit of a difference. And Codas, while they do have nuclear tier damage, that's going to be an interrupt in the attempted backswing there. Siri forced back into the corner. She Mayweathers her way into the corner there, but does manage to get away with it. Of course, we are going to see a Legion here kind of chilling, going for these empty jumps. Are we going to see a call out? We do. Siri tries to aggress, is going to get called out, but I believe that was an R1 that came out there on the side of Legion. Force back. The running L1 comes out there again. Not a bad decision. Are we going to see a whiff punish? No whiff punish restored. There is going to be an attempted punish there on the second L1. Siri managed to get it clipped. Is she going to be able to find her way back? She's a severe life disadvantage here, but it's not over. Again, in these straight sword duels, the amount of damage that's able to be output is insane. We are going to see both of our players here. The attempted punish there on the jump attack. Legion's doing a good job of trying to bait out these attacks. We see the jump is going to be able to get a nice little bit of damage there. Siri getting a hit in of her own. Forced now back up against a wall now, but Legion giving himself a little bit of a reprieve definitely is one of the plays. Siri here being much more careful. We see the backswing come out. What Legion is doing here is being really good with those, being patient on those backswings, only going for them when he knows Siri's kind of overextending and going for those bits of aggression. Nice showing, but is going to be punished. We see the mash here on the side of Siri. The mash into it though. We are going to see the the fists. This is nasty. The backswing and the punish! And that's going to be Legion taking the second stock here. Is my lost father. Alright. And there we go. We are going to see the bolt go out here once again. LA. Both of our players here going for the respective buffs. We are going to see the attempt. Interesting. Goes for a JL1. Force back now once again. Just a nice... This is going to be... PSSS versus PSSS is going to be a very slow mirror. But just the damage involved goes for the trade. Siri gets out the worst of it though. Only getting a half hit for Legion's full hit. We do see a swap over though. Legion, of course, is going to be playing this very careful game, trying to force overextensions here on the side of Siri. Speaking of overextensions, you know, Legion himself making a massive blunder there, getting the half hit there, Hungura. Oh, the overextension again. Siri's getting greedy and being punished for it. Jumps come out here. Goes for another jump once again. Oh! Hitbox. Porn comes out there, and that's Siri going to be quite low. Tries to force Legion on the back foot. She has to keep that aggression. That's going to be another half hit there again. I don't think that was a full hit. We're going to see this very, very careful dance here in neutral. Siri gets spooked here. Does not want to get called out by that hit. Force back now once again. The trade. Not for Siri. And that's going to be Legion 3-1. The the flag, the standard comes out on the bolt, and we are going to see some glintstone scraps coming out here right off the bat. Siri playing it much more safe. We'll see now if she has a... Oh, called out there by the crouch attack there on the straight sword, which of course comes out lightning fast. We're seeing... Oh, the punish! Not going for a backswing though, as we do see the trades coming out. Both sides relatively even. Legion forced back now. Is going to be clipped. Siri now has taken a nice lead. Nice. Very, very slight lead here by about 200 damage. Is going to eat that full JL1. Both sides are doing it. Oh no, caught in the corner! And the backswing! The Goeth. Caught in the corner. And that's going to be a 2-3. Is the clawback real? And there we go. Both players are ready on the edge of their pistes. And... Ale. And we see the Frostpot coming out here from right off the bat. We're going to see some attempted punishes strafing these here as well. Siri, this is the first time Siri's lost a stock all tournament. Oh, Legion tried to do a run out there, and that did not go his way. Both sides are a little bit of a life advantage here on the side of Siri, slowly but surely. Another straight up. Siri has the spacing down. There's no messing around now. Beautiful spaces coming out here. Good punishing of aggression. Siri taking that up there. Oh, the sword dance comes out. Are we going to see it? We don't see it. She's learning. Oh, and the sword dance follow up again on that attempted punish once again. Both sides goes for another sword dance. Is going to eat a little bit of damage for trouble, but she has the lead. Not anymore, she doesn't. As Legion forces that damage on a comeback. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Legion having a commanding lead. It's time to go. Let me get this up here, and that is going to be it. Both players here going for their respective buffs. Are we going to see an attempted punish? Overshot that, the bit of a high ball, Forced back now. Both of our players here keeping it really, really chill. Legion here going for a jump. Siri here forcing center. Legion is forcing center, sorry. Nice little bit of damage right off the bat. Siri taking those L1s. Has to be very careful. The sword dance comes out. Are we going to see the backswing? The backswing does not come through. Good rolls though coming out in Siri. She cannot afford to mess around now though. Oh, goes for that attempt. Siri's at just over half HP if we include tier. Legion of course has only taken one. Siri has to be played this very carefully. Tries to go for the roll catch there. Legion, of course, holding center. Holding his own, not center. He's back in the against the corner. Siri's literally just going for a shoot for the old shoot and scoot. Playing a very, very careful game here. She's good reactions. She's going to be able to do it. We are going to see Legion here pushed into the corner, giving Siri's holding out space there for those jumps. But Siri's has that. We see both sides jumping past one another. Could have gone for a backswing there. No, the trade comes out. Good rolls here on the side of Legion. Oh, beautiful amount of damage there. The sword dance comes out. Knows now she doesn't have priority in that situation there. Is going to roll out. Both sides are very, very low here. This is Yes, Blessed Do is banned. And we're going to see both of our players here playing a very careful game. Legion has a good lead. Could be. On the sword dance! I believe that's both tiers now successfully procced here. Siri has to be careful. Both sides are going to have the blue feather up. Siri going to be anti-aired! On death's door. Oh, and that's going to be Legion taking it, and the dab goes out. Legion takes the tournament. A reverse. Finally, Legion gets vengeance on the tournament last time, on Shield Poke's tournament. Very well done. Are we going to see the sliders? Is the question.